Hi, I'm Paul Hutchinson and welcome back to the 5th episode of Pistol Shooting. What we're looking at today is sight pitches. So there's 3 different sight pitches that we can index on a target. There's full sight picture, flash sight picture and instinctive shooting. What we're going to concentrate on is the very basics, the full sight picture, or basically target shooting. Does it have a place within the real world? Yes, it does. If you have to take a headshot for whatever reason, then you've got a very small target that you must ensure that you hit. Okay? If you were indexing a sight picture on a target that is 30, 40, 50, 60 meters away, which you might have to do, again, you have to make sure that you use this particular technique. So, what is it? Well, a full sight picture is basically target shooting, like I say. There's a fundamental point to it of all of the sight pitches, and that's that we make sure that we're using our dominant eye. It's no good trying to engage a target with not knowing which is your dominant eye. So what is your dominant eye? For me, it's my right eye. But how do we establish this? Now, it could be that you're right-handed, right eye dominant, right-handed, left eye dominant. You could be left-handed, right eye dominant. It doesn't necessarily reflect which is your stronger hand. So you need to establish which one it is. Very simple technique that you've got to use. Very, very easy. Look down range, pick up the target, point with both eyes open exactly on the center of that target. Okay? Whilst you're holding it there, close. I want to close my left eye on this occasion. On this occasion, because I know that my right eye's master eye, my right index finger is exactly where I want it to be. Okay? If I actually close my right eye, my left eye is coming across and picking up the index finger. It's moved it across 3 or 4 inches. I don't want that to be the case. So I'm always going to use my dominant eye, my stronger eye. So what is a full sight picture? Like I say, it does have its use. So a full sight picture is basically as we look through the rear sights. As we look through the rear sights, pick up the front foresight. We're making sure that there's equal amount of light either side of that foresight. We're also making sure that the top of the front foresight is perfectly in line with the rear sights. It's as simple as that. Or at least we think it is. What we're trying to do here is as we punch the weapon out, we look through the rear sights, we pick up the front foresight, we have equal amount of lights either side with the top foresight, the top of the foresight perfectly in line with the rear. Now the problem that we have is the human eye is a fantastic organ, but the problem that we have is it can only focus on one thing at a time. Now we're asking you to focus on 3, the rear sight, the front sight, and the actual target itself. Now you can't physically do that. If we're taking a precise shot, a headshot, a long distance shot, what we've got to do is look through there and focus on our front foresight. The Americans have a saying, the front foresight's your friend, you keep in contact with your friends. So keep in contact with that. It does work, okay? It doesn't matter how you look at it, you've got to make sure that that front foresight is key and in focus. So as I punch it out, I pick up the front foresight. As you can see, I've just squinted down my weak eye to get it perfection. If I can shoot with both eyes open on everything, whether it's full sight picture, flash sight picture or instinctive shooting, and the latter 2 definitely you do need to, but if I can do that, then happy days. We wouldn't go into a fist fight and put one hand behind your back. So why go into a gunfight and close down half the senses? It makes sense. So as I pick it up, I might squint down my weak eye. Just even if I squint it down slightly, initially it picks up that front foresight perfectly. Whilst I'm holding that foresight, I squeeze the action. Now we're going to come to trigger squeeze later. Dry practice, please. Dry practice, vital element. Make sure you're safe, of course. Magazine is not in there. The weapon is clear. We can dry practice at home. We don't need to go on the range. It's not something that you need to go out if you wait to do a great deal of, but it's an essential element, especially with a trigger squeeze. So let's go over it again. I pick up that front foresight. I hold the foresight precisely where I want it. I apply my trigger finger, and I apply one smooth, continuous squeeze, holding the foresight exactly where I want it until it goes off. Perfect technique. So, full sight picture. Vital. That's the foundation in which we can build everything else, okay? And if you're starting off pistol shooting, that's the part that you need to master. Once you've mastered this, you can move on to the real world. But please master this technique first. You should be getting all your shots precisely where you want them to be. I'm Paul Hutchinson, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll come and join me for the next episode, which is on flashed sight picture. Thank you.